The official announcement of Russia's war on Ukraine was made by the former on 20th February 2022. The Russian invasion of Ukraine began on 24th February 2022. The news took the media and the rest of the world by surprise. And since then, the Russia-Ukraine war has become the most important socio-political topic being discussed by the public, the media, and politicians. Everybody has something to say about it. People are contemplating whether this really is the beginning of World War III. The involvement of world superpowers, such as the United States of America, in the European clash has only furthered the radical view of the beginning of a global war. The world has been taking in Ukrainian refugees, and many have promised to help Ukraine in whatever way they can. However, there's only one person who has gone to fulfill his promise like none other, the very famous Elon Musk. He's tried to aid Ukrainians as much as he could, activating Starlink in Ukraine and then giving them tips for cybersecurity. In recent news, there has been news that Ukraine is even using Starlink for drone strikes. Want to know more details? Well then, stay tuned till the end of the video. How did Musk get involved and Starlink's role in the conflict? On 24th February 2022, the Director General of Russia's space agency Roscosmos, Dmitry Rogozin, warned via Twitter that ending cooperation over the International Space Station could lead to it falling out of orbit, possibly onto the United States or Europe or China or India. He clearly named these countries, and the entire tweet was interpreted as a threat. Even though most considered this threat as a relatively empty one, and even though NASA Administrator Bill Nelson himself has played down Russia's threat by saying, "That's just Dmitry Rogozin, he spouts off every now and then, but at the end of the day, he worked with us." Elon Musk has been quick to give his take on the issue. In fact, he immediately went on to assure us that if Russia withdrew support from the International Space Station, SpaceX is in a position to provide enough support to keep it up and working just as well without Russia as it was with Russia's help. Elon Musk is the founder and CEO of SpaceX, an American aerospace manufacturer, a provider of space transportation services, and a communications corporation. In simple words, Elon Musk can manage transportation to and from space and provide internet and communications through SpaceX. In fact, in 2020, SpaceX returned America's ability to fly NASA astronauts to and from the International Space Station on American vehicles for the first time since 2011. The importance and might of SpaceX can be considered by the fact that SpaceX's Dragon capsule is currently the only other spacecraft capable of docking with and supplying the International Space Station. Therefore, it can provide the same amount of thrust for it as Russia is providing at the moment. The Dragon capsule, also known as the pressurized section, allows for the transport of people as well as environmentally sensitive cargo. Dragon is equipped with Draco thrusters that allow Dragon to maneuver while in orbit and 8 Super Dracos that power the spacecraft's launch escape system. Starlink is another one of SpaceX's technological wonders. Starlink is a satellite internet constellation operated by SpaceX, providing satellite internet access coverage to 29 countries on Earth with the ambition to extend coverage to the whole world. When the potential threat to Ukraine's internet and GPS system was discovered, Elon Musk offered to provide Ukraine with terminals that can access the Starlink system for a low-latency, broadband internet system which ensures speed and connectivity. By this time, Russia had already jammed Ukraine's GPS signals, so Musk's offer came as a breath of fresh air to Ukraine. By 26th February 2022, Mikhailo Fedorov, Vice Prime Minister of Ukraine, requested Elon Musk via Twitter to activate the Starlink satellites for use in Ukraine. The request was met with a short response from the receiver when Elon Musk swiftly tweeted, "Starlink service is now active in Ukraine. More terminals en route." And sure enough, sooner rather than later, Ukraine received terminals and batteries from SpaceX, and Fedorov tweeted once again, "Starlink here, thanks at Elon Musk." Early March 2022, Elon Musk replied with another tweet, this time providing public instruction on how to use the system. Turn on Starlink only when needed and place the antenna as far away from people as possible, he tweeted. These specific instructions were given due to the fact that because the terminals were effective two-way satellites, they could easily be traced. So now, even if Russia does locate these terminals to destroy them, which it will, public life and property will not be harmed and collateral damage will be limited. Starlink's role in initiating drone strikes on Russia. Most people were under the impression that Starlink would only be providing internet services to the public. And the only problem this would cause was increased united resistance from the public end. However, the game has shifted. The tables have turned. Ukraine has been using the Starlink system for drone strikes and other offenses. This development has agitated the Russian government and its military. Roscosmos head Dmitry Oligovic-Rogozin, in his address on Russian television, called Starlink's activities an interference. He went on to say that when Russia implements its highest national interests on the territory of Ukraine, Elon Musk appears with his Starlink, which was previously declared purely civilian. To this claim, Elon Musk has a satirical response. Once again, using Twitter as a means of communication, Musk wrote, Ukrainian civilian internet was experiencing strange outages. Bad weather, perhaps? So SpaceX is helping fix it. But is Starlink really being used by the Ukrainian military? The simplest answer to the question is yes. Based on news from British media, The Telegraph, and Times, Ukraine really is using the Starlink system to launch drone strikes on Russia. According to The Telegraph, Starlink was of particular military significance in areas where the infrastructure is weak and there is no internet connection. Most military areas fit the description as they are always away from major urban settlements, considering public safety, and signals are difficult to acquire here. The Telegraph also reported that because Starlink provides extremely stable communication and high data rates needed for the task, Ukraine has indeed used it to control and coordinate unmanned aerial vehicles, what we would call drones. Ukraine's aerial reconnaissance unit Aerorozvidka is responsible for this. In fact, an officer from the aerial reconnaissance unit explained the functionality to the Times of London, saying, "We use Starlink equipment and connect the drone team with our artillery team. If we use the drone with thermal vision at night, the drone must connect through Starlink to the artillery guy and create target acquisition." According to the Times, Aerorozvidka runs 300 operations to gather information each day, using the information to launch drones at night. This is because most drones are using thermal cameras, which makes them almost impossible to detect at night. Seems like Starlink has become extremely important in not just providing the public and government with information and a means to connect to the world outside, but also in providing an operating system for successive military operations on Russia. The importance of Starlink to the public and government can be deduced from the fact that Starlink is one of the most popular app downloads in Ukraine, and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky uses Starlink to make his speeches and address the nation and the world. The development of the war on social media could have been a very comic idea a couple of years ago, but it's a frightening reality today. The dynamics of war and the importance of the internet, social media, and communication have drastically changed over time. It has allowed us to not only witness the Russian invasion of Ukraine, but also to raise our voices against it. The common man only has one job, and that is to stand up for the oppressed and pick the right side. He only has to be an active supporter of human rights on social media to play his role in the war. Then he just has to wait and watch, and the whole feud unravels around him. And that's just what all of us are doing right now, and it will not go to waste. With that said, that's all we have for you today, guys. What do you think? Do you think Musk should have gotten involved? Should Ukraine use Starlink to initiate drone strikes? Tell us your take in the comment section down below, and we want to hear from you guys. That being said, we hope you found this video informative. Before leaving, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more. Until next time, goodbye.